and gentlemen, and welcome to the Midweek War! And we could not fucking wait this week. We usually do Lucha somewhere in the middle, maybe last, but holy fuck, it is Aztec Warfare. I'm Mad Mike. You know me. I'm wearing my Nightwing shirt because Batman vs. Superman was awful. And with me is Eamon, Peyton, the voice of Inspire Pro Wrestling. How are you, Eamon?
I'm so happy. It's here. It's. I feel like we're saying this every week, but just to get this out of the way, one of the best episodes this season.
As good as Lucha Underground was, Batman vs. Superman was not. Okay, Eamon. And Eamon, what? Que es una palabra for Aztec Warfare?
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. Mine is Matanza.
This was
Matanza.
This was the most so hard not to tweet about immediately on Twitter, because I know Mike watched this a bit on delay because he was working, and I was so upset that I couldn't just send all the gifts out of all the stuff.
Yeah, at 9 o'clock, these guys both messaged me in our little Facebook window, oh my god. And I'm like, don't you fuckers spoil it. Don't you fuckers say anything. Don't you say shit right now, because I was cleaning up toys. Oh my god. All right.
How do we even want to handle this?
You know what? I'm breaking tradition. Eamon, Lucha's number 1 this week.
Yeah.
We're not even going to do a ranking. We just agree.
Hashtag
Yeah. Hashtag exactly. All right. So, Eamon, ¿cuál es tu bueno? And you know what? Fuck it. If you have 2 buenos this week, I have 2 buenos this week.
Oh god. I'll save one. I'll give a general bueno. My bueno for this week, and it could have honestly also been my word, was chaos. I love how chaotic this match felt, and in a good way. It was a good amount of this is all over the place and it's amazing. I love the little stuff Cage and Willie Mack at one point were just squaring off. And it's a hard camera shot, and just in the background, Jack Evans just gets thrown downstairs.
Yeah, just this whole the whole episode being Aztec Warfare. First of all, is fantastic, but there were so many little things that if you've watched Lucha Underground from episode 1, this brings everything full circle.
Yeah.
A question for you before we really deep dive. Did you watch the 4-way match that they released online?
I did, yeah, because for those that didn't see, they released an online 4-way, which was for a spot in the Aztec Warfare between Joey Ryan, the 2 remaining members of the crew, and Killshot.
Yes.
Which was a very good match.
I was a little disappointed Killshot didn't win. But once I saw what Joey Ryan did, totally cool. Totally cool with it.
Because for those that didn't watch, Joey Ryan had the brilliant strategy of coming to ringside and then handcuffing himself to the metal barricade, with him being I can't get eliminated because I can't get in the ring, without thinking, oh wait, now everyone can beat the shit out of me and I can't do anything.
Now, Eamon, do you think Joey Ryan knew his character is an undercover cop, hence the handcuffs? Because that was the first thing I thought of. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant.
That literally is something out of a cop related comedy movie. It's so
I could see Andy Samberg doing it on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah,
it's exactly what this is.
It was pretty fantastic. And not to spoil things, but one of my favorite parts of the match was when a certain person goes on a bit of a wrecking spree near the end of the match, and then looks at Joey, and Joey just goes, no.
Okay, we don't have to worry about it. It's Matanza. Matanza goes on a wrecking spree. Matanza, all right.
I didn't want to spoil what you wanted.
I want to liken this to Batman vs. Superman because in a lot of ways, it's very similar. Now that I'm really piecing this together in my brain, but with far different outcomes and far different levels of quality. But all right, me bueno, and we're gonna get into the rest of it. Famous B, famous fucking B, and keep in mind he is not in the match.
Not in the match at all.
He is not in the match. If you watch his commercials again, it says he is a retired fighter. But Famous B is sitting at ringside, much like Daivari did last season, and where Daivari had no character, Famous B is all character. He is giving his card out to people.
He's got Brenda.
He is marking out. He has Brenda, Miss Toe Up from Flow Up, Miss Hot Damn Alakazam. I'm so excited to see him manifest in the temple, and I wanted so badly for El Dragon of Sega Jr. to say, "Hey, that's the guy from TV."
Yeah.
I wanted that so badly, and it probably happened on some part of the camera, but I wanted to see that on the show.
Someone got a picture of one of the business cards he was passing out, and they're pretty legit. Like, I really enjoyed the stuff they did there with Famous B. I love, again, like the whole chaotic like the side of things. Like, there was so many, like, there was stuff going around constantly. There was stuff in the ring. There was stuff outside. There was stuff happening. You know, people going through windows and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was so much like wrapped into this little kind of world. Like,
and there was a dude who wasn't even in the match that made a huge impact.
Yeah.
And it's probably because he has cero miedo, but yeah, Pentagon.
And his mask also goes in the dark, which is my favorite thing.
And okay. I forgot we have to talk about that before the match even starts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure Katrina, Pentagon, and Fénix. I'm pretty sure they had a conversation in the spirit world.
Yeah.
I'm fairly confident of that because Katrina just shows up and then it looks like she teleports everyone to a place where black lights exist. It was amazing. Like, and Katrina was essentially telling Pentagon that he's not in the match because he put his hands on her. And wow, did that come back to bite her?
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic. I really loved that Pentagon kind of wasn't in the match at all. I was very worried because we've talked before about how, you know, the live crowd doesn't get the backstage promos and stuff like that. So I was very worried throughout this match that Pentagon wasn't going to show up and we were going to get a Rey Mysterio, conveniently enough, a Rey Mysterio Royal Rumble scenario. Like,
well, I mean, to be fair, they had a perfect guy. You could have done that. Hi, Argenis. Where have you been?
Oh, I missed Argenis. But no, I think it was perfect with him coming out right to attack Mill and cost him the spot. Like, that was brilliant. So brilliant.
Like, Pentagon is responsible for the first non-Fénix loss of Mil Muertes' career.
Yeah.
Like, and right there, boom, there's your story.
I am very excited for Mil and Pentagon, if this is where things are going.
And especially with the Katrina and Vampiro interaction we got too, which was mind-blowing.
Yeah. There's so much good stuff here. It's so amazing.
Like, we could legitimately talk about this match for an entire hour and a half podcast.
And it was like the cool things that, I mean, and actually, I'm going to give you a good first because I don't want to go into it too much because I'm going to spoil everything. Everybody's good. But.
Well, no, my good is Famous B.
Oh, yeah. That's
yeah.
right.
All right. Do you have a Malo for this?
God, I don't. I can't really. Like, they've done so well. They've done so well in things that so many wrestling companies try to achieve and fail. You know what I mean? Like, I can't think of really giving a Malo. I have an idea for a change, but it's a minor change. But a Malo, not as much. Just the fact that they have been able to execute so many good things in this match. I said it on Twitter. They have the formula down, and that people should be striving for what they achieved in Aztec Warfare. Like, it's amazing.
Okay. My Malo goes to the Royal Rumble. My Malo goes to Yes, I realize it's March. I realize WrestleMania is in 2 weeks. My malo goes to the Royal Rumble.
This is so much better, right?
Well, all right. For those of you who don't know, if you just watch us and you don't watch the main show, A, thank you. 2, why? But we had Krista Joseph on, co-executive producer of Lucha Underground, and he told us that we had him on right before the Rumble, right before this season started, and he said that the WWE might have been doing some stuff. Oh, it was after the Rumble. The Rumble had happened.
Yeah.
But he said that he thought WWE had kind of copied Lucha Underground a little bit because this episode had been filmed.
Yeah.
And on one level, with him telling us that, I kind of knew what to expect as we got further along the line. I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm like, WWE could have done this too, and I would have been okay with it. But holy shit, did Lucha Underground do it better?
Yeah. Totally, and I felt really bad because there were people that like some people were out there tweeting like, "Oh, you stole this from WWE." It's like, no, they didn't. They filmed this well in advance.
Read the tapes. Watch the tapes. Krista Joseph told us all about this shit without saying anything, and thank you for not spoiling it because holy shit.
Funny how Fénix stayed in the Mets the entire time. Cough, cough, Roman Reigns. Sorry.
To be fair, the fact that you can leave the ring during Aztec Warfare, it's a lot easy to not take breaks, but not be a focus.
Right, yeah. But even then, like there was still stuff always happening, I feel, on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
I do actually have one malo.
Mm-hmm.
One malo, and the one I said before was kind of a joke. But I wanted to see Mil Muertes versus... Masquerita Sagrada.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it. I knew as soon as I saw Masquerita, I'm like, oh, there's no way he's making it to 20. But I really wanted to see it. Or just like Cage playing with Masquerita, or Matanza. Oh my god, Matanza would have ripped him in half.
Yeah.
Like legitimately just tore him in half. But yeah, I would like to see Masquerita last a little bit longer. But that is just for my own personal edification.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So you said you had a cambio this week?
I do have a change. It's a slight one, and it's very minor. Like I still am fine with everything that happened on Aztec Warfare. From the elimination of Mil Muertes, I would have liked at least one more person to pin him, like almost in a dogpile scenario.
I don't know, because you had Rey and Puma. I mean, if you got two guys doing it,
that's the guy. Yeah, it's very minor, like I said.
Yeah,
like it's super minor. Like maybe Fénix as well. I don't know, but
oh no, yeah, I get. But Fénix is already pinned Mil, so he didn't need to be a part of that.
Yeah, it's more of a case of I don't know, because I think it's very interesting because you're almost in a case of like how do you get Mil out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think they did very well at it.
It's almost like, how do you eliminate Brock Lesnar?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
It's almost like that.
Funny how that works.
Weird.
No, but I like it's very minor. But like I think they still did a good job of And Mil immediately got back up and went straight for Pentagon, which I think was perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about you?
Cambio, maybe get rid of some of those people. I would like to see Team Destruct Trios in there. I understand why they weren't, because they're the Trios champions and they've already had their shot at Mil. Mm-hmm. But I would like to see at least one of them in there.
Yeah, I know. I think from what I know, they weren't in. Sexy Star wasn't in.
Oh wow, I didn't even think of that. But yeah, Sexy Star, perfect.
But I think that could have played up to the whole stuff that's happening with her and Marty. Like maybe
but Marty was in.
Well, I mean, like out of fear.
Yeah.
Like maybe that kind of scenario.
Yeah, I guess.
But I overall I think that's all I can think of.
Basically, we're saying we wanted a longer match.
We said, yeah.
We're saying we wanted more than 21 people in there. Like, let's be honest, we want more.
Yeah.
That's our big change. I'm sorry, Lucha. We just want more.
We want more.
Fucking greedy bastards.
So now that we've got that out of the way, I want to talk some more because there's still stuff we haven't, I feel, talked about.
Oh my god, we have barely scratched the surface of this.
So many cool spots, and some stuff that I really like. Going back to the whole idea of the fact that the live crowd doesn't really get to see all the stuff that's happening backstage, I think played up a lot in this match. Particularly, obviously, Rey Mysterio being number 2, the pop,
the perfect placement for Rey Mysterio. The perfect placement, because you already had to establish that Fénix was going to be number 1, but Rey, and the best part about Rey being at number 2 was that the only other guy in the ring was Fénix, and Fénix showed infinite respect to Rey Mysterio and just let him do his pose, let him go to all the corners, and like that, it was fucking perfect.
That is a literal dream match. Like those are 2 guys that I want to see how more matches.
And honestly, I thought Rey was going to be a few steps behind Fénix. Nope,
he looked great. He looked
in really good shape.
Yeah, he looked fantastic. Like it's amazing what not being in WWE can do.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Rey wrestle, God, since that Rumble where he got booed out of the building. He looked fantastic. He looked he held his own with guys that are, 15, 20 years his younger?
Yep. The 619s did look great. Like they were really we get to the place in WWE where we're like, okay, the 619's coming. Like and we almost got numb to it in a way, and now it's like, oh shit, that's awesome. Like
I love how they brought him in to get squashed by the final boss.
Yeah,
that's the whole purpose. I'm like, oh, because no one in Lucha has more cred than Rey Mysterio. Pentagon, love him. Fénix, love him. Puma, love him. Mundo, love him. But Rey has fucking cred.
Yeah.
Matt Striker kept calling him the king of Lucha Libre. I'm like, yes, that's perfect.
And Rey, I think, it's so cool because Rey has so much he can do now from here.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the stuff with Matanza. I would love to see more matches with him and Fénix. The square off with him and Johnny Mundo was one of my favorite things. Like, I love the idea that Johnny is the guy from that other company.
Yeah, like Johnny's the first one he recognized. Like, oh, this motherfucker. Like
I have to deal with
this guy. They very well could have done Chavo. They could have had Chavo come out first and have Chavo be the first guy Rey easily knows. But no, they went Mundo, and that was a good way to do it.
And I love it from Johnny's point of view too, because he's almost in the sense of like, I already got rid of Alberto, and now I have to deal with this guy. Like it's so good. It's really amazing. So like there was that stuff. Like I love the continuation of the stuff with Johnny and Cage and Taya.
All right, I'm gonna say this. And
I think you said this. I think I know what you're gonna say, and I agree completely.
I know everything was filmed already, but I know season 3 is coming up. And if this isn't in season 2, Krista Joseph, this is a direct request from me, Mad Mike of the Wrestling Mayhem Show, to you. Can we please have a trios match with Son of Havoc, Evilisa, and Helico against Giant Mundo, Taya, and Jack Evans? Please, I beseech you.
Another really fantastic. Him pulling Jack out as he's getting stomped on by 50 Mexican guys, and then being like, wait, and then Taya comes out and they just jump for joy because they're like, yes, we got a white person to join us.
Well, no, the best part was like it was all 3 Mexican guys stomping on Jack Evans. Mundo ran in and started to stomp too. And they looked at him like, wait a minute, no. And they threw Johnny out. Jack Evans was he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I had to try to fit in. He's like, all right, I understand that. That exchange was on camera and on mic. It was flawless. It was within both their character sets too. It was the best thing.
It was amazing. I also, speaking of the trio stuff, I don't know if you saw today, I believe, Dario posting a video on Twitter.
I did not see this.
Well, giving a big kind of welcome back. He did mention something at the end about doing some stuff with the trios title soon.
Uh-oh.
So...
was Matanza just going to be the entire trios champion?
Oh, that'd be great.
Because he probably could.
That'd be perfect. But yeah, I agree with you. I would completely love to see that. I love that we're also keeping with the theme that Glass does nothing to Cage.
Yeah, glass is greater than Cage. Cage is greater than glass. It just doesn't work.
It was really fantastic. All his stuff in the match. Taya again was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
In this, I love her. Like she got, I think that she got like German by Fénix to get eliminated or something.
Yeah.
Like fucking amazing. Like really great stuff. Um, uh, a couple other things that I think like the cool thing of like the crowd not knowing Aerostar coming back first
Oh
time in
my
the temple.
god. All right. Oh, actually, that's an Armalo. None of them brought nunchucks.
Yeah, that was a nunchuck.
What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm expecting cosmic nunchuck battles.
I did really pop as well though for Drago missing Joey Ryan by accident.
Yes.
And
That was great. That was great.
Yeah, there's that. I thought also like the debut of El Dragon Azteca was great. I thought did a really, really great job. Surprised me because I didn't know what to expect from him. I think that he is going to be a very interesting character to see play out through Lucha.
Yeah, I think he's gonna kind of be like the Prince Puma of this season.
Yeah, and
he's gonna have to improve because, like, unless they turn Mill face, which you could do, I see El Dragon Azteca being the only one that can take down Matanza.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to see how that goes. Like I'm very excited how that story arc builds. So very interested to see that. But we talked about Mil Muertes and his stuff already. Katrina slapping Vampiro, which was really amazing. And I believe from what I've read, like ejecting him from the building, which I think could play up some very interesting stuff. And then it happens.
Oh my god.
The clock starts counting down, even though we've had the 20th entrance. And
Eamon, as soon as I saw that clock pop up, I'm like, oh, they're doing it. They're fucking doing it. You guys don't understand. Actually, no, if you watch this show, you do. I've literally been talking about Matanza every week since Dario had a fucking key around his neck. I've been waiting for this for a year and a half. And Jesus Christ, I think the only thing I might get more excited about this year is Spider-Man and Civil War, but fucking Matanza.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is under that mask. I do not want to know. Okay. I just want to believe he is a blood demon murderer who has the power of a god.
That's fairly accurate. Biggest pop of the night when Dario came out. Like, so cool to see. Matanza comes in, just absolutely wrecks house. And there's very few times I feel where you can have a situation like that and do a thing where you're bringing in this guy for the first time, trying to sell him as a monster, and have him be the top of the company in one night. That is ballsy. And the fact that Lucha is able to achieve that shows why they're successful.
But the best thing is there were two guys Matanza never got his hands on.
Yeah, it's fair, yeah.
Pentagon and Mill.
So
I mean, you can have him house all the little guys, but when you get him in there with like a skeleton ninja or Death Incarnate, things might be a little different. Because Rey was able to knock him down a few times. And that's because Rey's smart. Like, Rey is a giant killer. Like, they showed that he's super strong, but not invulnerable.
Yeah. Some of his offense in this match was just amazing. Like that German suplex he hit on the Mac, like fucking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that made me quiver.
The moment he did that, I'm like, okay, he's sold. I love it. I think he's amazing. Him like knocking Aerostar out of midair and stuff like that.
He did a standing shooting star.
I was going to ask you about that. What did you think of that?
I think it was like a shooting star headbutt.
Well, I think it was extremely interesting. I found it very interesting that a character of him would do something like that.
I think they just wanted to show
his impressiveness.
Yes.
And then
because like the first time you saw Cage, Like,
Yeah, that's true.
This is like Cage, but taken to Super Saiyan levels. Like,
Yeah.
I said on Twitter when he showed up and he started housing motherfuckers, I'm like, this is a fusion of Brock Lesnar and the entire Wyatt family.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I think that's fairly accurate.
Yeah, it was impressive. Like, I was very impressed by the work that he put in. I don't have no clue who he is. So I think that's the more impressive thing about everything is that this guy is very good. Like, I think that was the worry with Matanza was like
he could be Gali.
Yeah, he could be great Khali. He could be terrible in the ring, but
all apologies to Riz.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But he was very impressive, and I think that it made me feel good to know that this guy knows what he's doing in the ring. Mm-hmm. Like, so we're gonna get some good stuff out of this.
I mean, when he caught Rey for like right at the end, I'm like, oh, okay, he's just gonna do a big power bomb, and nope, he literally tossed Rey Mysterio around like a rag doll, and I'm not being facetious. I'm not using onomatopoeia. I'm not using hyperbole. He literally did. Like, Rey weighed nothing. Like, it was fine, even if you don't like Lucha Underground. And I don't know why you don't. Find the last 10 minutes of Aztec Warfare. If that doesn't sell you on this shit, nothing ever will. Because I legit couldn't speak words for 20 minutes. Like, I watched The Daily Show before I even went to any of their shows. I could not speak because my jaw had hit the floor.
Mm-hmm. I've also found it very interesting. The first person he eliminated was Fénix.
Yes.
And it provided a great shock. Like, holy shit, he just beat the champion.
Mm-hmm.
And
handily.
Yeah.
Handily.
Like, it was
not even trying. Granted, Fénix had been in there the whole match, so there's the out.
Yeah, but I think it made perfect sense. And I love that he was the first one that he took out. And I love that Mysterio was the last one. Mm-hmm. Because once he took out Puma, you're like, holy shit, like he's taking out the most recent champion. He's taking out the first champion. And I was like, okay, maybe Mysterio could beat him because Mysterio was always known for being the giant killer. Mm-hmm. Like, he was always known for being the small guy that could beat the big guy. And the fact that he just beat him was like, holy shit, this guy's amazing.
I was a little concerned that they were going to give the belt to Rey.
Yeah, and I was very happy they did.
Giving the belt to Rey on his first night is a smart play. Don't get me wrong. That's a smart play because kids know who Rey Mysterio is.
Right.
And if they hear Rey Mysterio is the champion of something, they're going to find it. Trust me, I work at a toy store. I hear kids say they love Rey Mysterio all the time. But I was glad that they went with Matanza. Like, they went with something completely unexpected.
Yeah, and worked. And like I said, you never see something like that work.
Yeah.
But when you've created an environment and you've nurtured a story to this level, like that's what causes it to work. Vince McMahon wishes he could do some shit like this. Mm-hmm. He wishes that he could debut some fucking big giant ass dude and win the title on the first night.
He wishes he knew who Matanza was.
Yeah, and people would shit all over.
He would have just had that guy be the third member of the Shield.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he wishes that could happen. And it can't because he's created an environment where, it's
very sterile.
Yeah. And for them to take that big of a risk was very awesome. One last thing about Aztec Warfare.
I have a few more things.
Can I? Just my last thing, because this is my favorite part of the match.
I hope it's what I'm thinking of.
For the longest time, since Lucha's inception, I have had my favorite GIF of all time that I ever use. And it's the GIF from Pentagon Jr. in Dario Cueto's office, just looking down and doing the wagging the finger thing. Uh-huh. I have a new favorite one, though. It's been replaced. Chavo Guerrero, being
so good.
Being like, hey, Dario, we're cool. And he's like, yeah, we're good, man. Yeah, good to see you again. And then just pans to Matanza and comes back, and Dario's just like,
just house him. Like,
I am going.
Just looked to his brother, shook his head, and was like, nope.
That GIF is going to be used by myself so much now. That feeling when insert whatever scenario is going to be accompanied by that GIF.
we can't say it enough. Dario Cueto is to professional wrestling what Vince McMahon was in the late 90s.
Yeah.
That's probably the highest compliment I can give. Because as much as people say, it was DX, it was Austin, it was The Rock, none of those characters, none of those gimmicks would have worked if they didn't have Vince McMahon to bounce off of.
I'm so excited Dario's back. I think Katrina, the whole story with Katrina was amazing, but and I'm going to take something from Brandon's report. I think it now.
I didn't even read it yet. Yeah.
It now feels like we're back. Like we're back in Lucha.
And my favorite thing? Now we get to do the cop stories.
Yeah, exactly.
We get to do the cop stories because when they revealed that Joey Ryan and Cortez are hashtag Lucha Undercover, I was so excited by this because I love a good undercover cop story. I don't think The Departed is a great movie. I still will watch it all the time because I fucking love it. But Joey Ryan, and by the way, Joey Ryan, the guy he beat to get in Aztec Warfare, was Cortez.
Yeah.
So there's already going to be friction between those two. And now that the object of their mission is back with a murdering brother.
Yeah.
So good. So good. I really hope Killshot gets recruited by the undercover cops.
I love the idea of just them fumbling around like stupid buddy cop style, trying to get to Dario Cueto.
Like the Naked Gun guys looking for the Undertaker.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so happy for what's to come. And another thing, because I mentioned this on past episodes, and I'm glad this was actually something that we theorized that was what was happening. The lighting is no longer dark because Mill is out of power. Yeah. And I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy that I'm happy that was a choice that was made. I'm also happy that I can see the dives now.
I told you, because I remember you said that. God, it had to be first or second episode in the season, and I'm like, oh, it's a darker place. I guarantee that's a choice. That's done on purpose.
I'm very happy.
It's not like they randomly just lost a lighting contract that they had in season 1.
I'm like, there's people there. There's the same amount of people there. They're not hiding anything.
This is purposefully done. And all right, Eamon, I have a very important question for you. What do you think is going to be done with Mill's throne?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you think Dario's going to hold a funeral for Big Rick? Because I think he should.
I have no idea, but no, I'm very excited. And I love, again, going back to Aztec Warfare and the stuff I love about Lucha. I love the whole vibe of the drum players and stuff like that being added to the whole scene.
when they did the actual countdown for each.
I love that the countdown is Aztec warriors playing drums. That's so cool, so different.
Yeah. Fucking Aztec Warfare, man. Aztec Warfare, greater than WrestleMania, greater than TakeOver Dallas. It's so good. When that episode was done, I almost just stopped the DVR and went to watch it again.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch NXT. I didn't want to
watch Impact. I didn't want to watch NXT. I almost didn't want to watch Broad City, and I fucking love Broad City.
I love Broad City. But no, it was and I've said that before with Lucha. I love their shows. This was I need to watch everything again. I need to watch the whole thing again. Because it was so good and just so well executed.
You know what makes Lucha Underground work? With maybe 2 exceptions in the whole match. Everyone in the ring, A, had a story. 2, has a defined character with defined allies and defined rivals.
Yep.
And they all played to it. It's almost like if you write this ahead of time so people know what the end game is, you can make your in-ring product a little bit better.
Yeah. It's so good, and I just can't say enough good things about it. It's one of my favorite shows on TV. If you're not watching Lucha Underground, you're missing out on one of the best produced things right now.
Mhm. The only thing that bothered me a little bit, and this is the same thing I have with like anything that has big fight scenes, did you see the first Ninja Turtles movie, Eamon? Not the Michael Bay one, the one back probably before you.
Yeah.
When Shredder shows up, and it's the first time we've seen Shredder in like combat stance, and all four turtles surround him. They don't all fight at once.
Yeah.
It's always like the abridged book of ninja fighting, where one guy goes in at a time, gets housed, and leaves. And we had that kind of at the end with Matanza, where everyone is just on the outside, like kind of waiting their turn.
Yeah. Well, we did get that moment in the beginning where everyone kind of charged at him.
Yeah, but they could have done more of that. Like, and I understand why they didn't, obviously, but you know, if at first you don't succeed, try again. But yeah, like that was the only thing that bugged me a little bit. But I did like that at that point alignment didn't matter because they all saw a much greater threat than all of them, except for Chavo, who had to be a dick. But
Chavo was the asshole. And I love going back to it. Love Joey being so terrified, and then Matanza breaking the bar off of the gate was like so perfect and so well done.
Okay. Did we miss anything? I mean, we probably did. But...
I don't even know. This was so good and so fun.
Yeah, seriously, watch Lucha Underground because, fuck, man, this is the best episode they've done, and we've said that 4 times this season.
Yeah,
at least.
There's no better time to watch than now, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because
if you ever wanted to get started on Lucha, like, and you don't want to go buy season 1 or find it from the beginning, watch this week's, and you can go from there.
Yeah,
and you can catch up. You can catch up at your leisure, but watch this week's because Aztec Warfare literally ties every story together. Like it takes the first character that we saw in season 1, episode 1. And he finally emerges on screen in El Dragon Azteca Jr.
After a season and a half. Like,
yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay, so, Eamon, where can the good people on the internet find you besides sitting at your computer watching Lucha Underground again?
Besides that, don't find me there because that's weird. Find me on Twitter at Eamon2Please. Also, go check out the wrestling company I'm involved with. Called Inspire Pro Wrestling over at inspireprowrestling.com. You can see usually a Lucha Underground star there every once in a while. We had Johnny Mundo appear at our recent event. Joey Ryan competed in our recent event. So who knows? Yeah, if you like Lucha, you may also like what we do. So
excellent. Oh, and Joey Ryan appreciated my comment when I said he turned Aztec Warfare into a block party.
I also loved his tweet about like people thought my strategy was dumb, but think about it. I got the most TV time out of anyone.
I don't know. Joey Ryan got a lot of TV time.
Yeah.
You can find me at Mad Mike 4883 on the Twitters. You can also find me on the Wrestling Mayhem Show every Tuesday night, round about 9 p.m. We just finished Mayhem Mania, and oh boy, did we make some interesting matches for the end.
Jesus Christ.
If you want to vote on what we have for the Mayhem Mania pre-show, go to our Facebook page and vote. Vote early, vote often. I think you can only vote once, but vote often and vote for the Diva style match because hashtag Divas Revolution. All right, so for Eamon Payton, I'm Mad Mike, and this has been your Midweek War.